Hey everybody, how's it going? Hi Terry, I'm so glad you're here. We have 25-mile-an-hour winds. We had like 2-mile-an-hour winds this morning when I sent you that message, but this is how it goes. It's crazy, I know, but it's a real thing. People have told me, oh, you just don't want to talk to me. It's like, call me. We can't, but go ahead, give it a try. And okay, we'll go back to Facebook. It's pretty insane. But yeah, welcome in, welcome in. I am working on jewelry today. I have a sale coming up next Wednesday, on someone else's channel. So I'm going to be selling some of my own stuff. So I'm using up the findings. But hey, you're here. If you're going to be here for a couple minutes, I'll show you what I was talking about. I have this room now, okay? Just don't look at the dust, okay? I got stuff going on here, all right? So, you know. But I have this whole room. And I have this cool sign, which I just love. So I think that suits you and me with our attitude about life and how we actually want to go about this whole working thing. So I want to use that. All right. I got to undo my cord, and I'm going to I'll go slow. I'll spin you slowly. And I do have a big mess going here because I'm literally working on 3 different sales right now. So here's my stuff I'm making for Lisa's sale. And this I'm making from, ready? We're going to turn around all the way. These are my findings. Charms. That whole board is nothing but charms. Okay. So behind there's glass shelving. And I can like put things on there like a real store kind of stuff, you know. And then I have glass cupboards. See, I actually bought an entire bead store, not just the stuff. I got the fixtures. So I brought a few in. This is all stuff I have to sell. Yeah, don't even ask. And that's not even. I have this whole big cupboard over here that I can use for my tools behind my computer. Okay, now we're going to go this way. Hang on. Hi, that's me. Okay. So over there is my bookcase with all my golden books. Don't look, those are mine. And behind that one is all my tarot cards. And under the sheet, this is an actual glass jewelry case full of jewelry and stuff. So like, I even have an open sign. I don't know where it is, but I know. I tucked it over there next to the desk. There it is. There's my open sign. So I can like literally set up an online store kind of storefront kind of thingy. All right, here. Back down. Okay, sorry. I hope I didn't make you dizzy. Yeah, so like I really was going to run a bead store and like do like jewelry lessons and things and oh, yeah. I don't want to touch it. Oh, here, hang on. I don't know if my cord will go that far. When my tablet broke, my son Adam gave that to me, and I'm like, yeah, it's really cool, but I don't know how to do that. You know, like, I'm not good with that. So he actually wrote the peaches on it in Etch-a-Sketch, and it's all dusty, but I'm afraid to touch. He only lives up the road. He made this sign, too. He burned that for me. Isn't that cool? My kid's cool most of the time when he's not being a jerk. You know. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so there you go. There's my room. And so I'm thinking, you know, and I for all I know, the idea did come to me from this, but you know, Steph sells by the seashore. You've been there. And her and Spiffy, Sandy. I love Sandy. And sometimes Helen, sometimes Pat, they all get together and they pack stuff and chit chat. And who is it? Kathy is in there and does trivia and stuff like that. Well, I go hang out you show up, period. People come and go. Well, if they did that and you don't know them, all right, well, you're going to find out because we'll go visit, okay? Steph lives in California and she does late night. You must know Sandy, though. I know you know Sandy. She's been on everybody's shows. Sandy's awesome. Pat does, she does dolls and things a lot, and she sews. Yeah, I'll take you. We'll have to go, walk the YouTube streets. I get around. Found a new cool group this morning. I'll take you to that one, too. Sandy, is it Kirk? I think so. Sandy Spiffy 50 is her channel. She's a sweetie. She's been on with two old guys. I don't know if she's ever been on with Rita. I don't know. She gets around. She has a channel, but she goes on everyone else's channel. So, anywho. So I'm thinking I could do something along that lines. And like I said, I'm not trying to copy them, but I've been trying to figure out how to sell this stuff. And I'm not, I'm not enjoying auctions. And I don't want to just keep selling these pieces and parts and other people's jewelry. And I want to make my own jewelry. And like I said, I'm making this. And, this is all from the findings that I had. And, show people, hey, this is what you can make with those things. And I told them before when I was selling them for $1 a bag, I said, if y'all don't buy them at $1 a bag, I'm going to put them all together and charge 5 times as much. So, I'm not sure if that's good sales tactic or not. We'll find out. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing, that kind of stuff. Because I just see that door over there? That's my guest room. You know what's in there? More of this stuff. That was originally my craft room, but I never went in there because it was all closed off, so I didn't like it. So when we redid the house, this used to be my living room, and the wall went right there where that pillar is, this way. And I had it taken out, and I put in a half wall so I could see the rest of the house and not feel closed in. So we just been doing weird stuff since we moved here, but now I got to get rid of this and start doing fun Ellen things. So that's what I'm doing. So what do you think? You still want to be involved? So I figured, I can sit here, I can pack, I can make jewelry, I can, just like running a store, there's always something that needs doing, and just be online. And if people show up, I can say, hey, you want to see something? You want to buy something? And I can turn the camera around and hopefully not make them totally dizzy and make a sale. I can do a tarot reading. I can, say, hey, come check out this chick's t-shirts, man. They're pretty cool. I don't know. Here's the deal. I'm old. My kids are grown. I'm not accountable to anybody but hubby. He already knows I'm crazy. And he said, do whatever you want. So I'm playing. And I'm not saying I don't need the money. I mean, everybody needs money, right? But yeah, Doug's job does pay our bills and we're doing okay. So I got some flexibility to play with it. And, I don't need 1 million subscribers. My goal when I got on YouTube was to get this channel to 500 subscribers so I could have an online shop and sell this stuff. And I finally, when I realized people were doing this, because I didn't even know auctions were a thing, I guess they haven't been for a long time. So I'm like, oh, well, I know how to do that. And people think I'm new to selling, but I've been selling since, my own jewelry since 2000. I sold it in stores. I sold it custom order. I have a business page on Facebook that I've been using for years. Hey, Jessica, what'd you come into? This is what I'm making to sell on Lisa's auction on Wednesday. Lisa's new adventure. She invited me to be one of the guests, and I said yes. So I'm working on making things. And then under the sheet, those are all my mystery bags. I didn't want them getting dusty because they get dusty. So I tried selling them on my show. They didn't sell. So I'm going to be selling those on Johnny's Shop Hop. That's going to be my recorded one. Yes, ma'am. As always, I keep telling people, go check out your videos. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just a little bit in over my head, and I'm trying to, just keep moving forward. I mean, like, I don't know who I think it was in Johnny's chat. Someone was saying something about, making mistakes and whatever. It's like, well, you're not going to get fired. And if you're not making any money right now, it's not like if you don't get immediate sales, you're going to be, feeling that. So just get out there and have fun. I think the people that are the most successful are the people that are just being themselves, not trying to put on a persona, But that's just me. I don't know. So yeah, apparently I have a critter theme going on. Shocker. I know. I just went and pulled charms and stuff, and everyone I pulled was a critter, except for the masks. But they're kind of funny. So now I'm going to use the fish that no one wanted to buy and put them on this cool seed bead necklace, which I didn't make, but this is one of the things from the store. I'm just going to start reusing some of it, and I don't know. Doug told me I couldn't actually take the pegboards out to the dumpster and put them in it the other day when I was a little disappointed with my sales after 3 hours. So, oh man, oh boy, what was the name? Oh, I will send it to you later. I was in a group this morning. I was cruising around, and there were 3 of them. One of them was doing tarot readings. One of them, I don't know. He gets messages. I don't know. I, was only there for half hour. So, but, people were asking him questions about like, things, like real things, like underground things, like, all this foolishness with the, geez, I don't even know what words I'm allowed to say. I just don't even know anymore. The big bang bangs that the military people like to play with. And, they're all doing that again. They were talking about that. They were talking about all the stuff and things. And God. Oh, yeah, they had God in the mix, too. So, they're like, they're like me. Oh, you can't do both. Yeah, you can. If y'all actually paid attention, you'd find out that most of the thing, a lot of the occult things they tell you don't play with, it's because they know that they actually are powerful and actually useful. And they don't like you knowing that. So they said, no, those are bad. But they all play with them. They all, I don't want to talk about it. Anyhow. But that's my plan. I want to start, but they were cool because it was like they weren't shoeholed into one thing. And people really need to start figuring out that 99.9% of it is all the same. It's just the language. And yes, language is important, but let's start putting the real meanings to the languages and really figuring out what it is that we're all really talking about. Because it's not that different. It's just different words. And yeah, what was that guy's name? He wrote out some kind of like mathematically perfect language, which would be used for legal systems if we ever get anything straightened out with this country. And there would be no Bill Clinton saying, I don't quite understand what the meaning of the word is in that sentence. There would be none of that. So that would be cool because we need some more precise language and some actual knowledge of the words that we're using, because a lot of them aren't good and we don't even know it. And even not knowing it, you say the word aloud, you've put the vibration out, you've added to the energy that we don't want to keep, perpetuating. I don't know what all the right words are, but that's why I try to keep my mouth shut when I can, because especially when I have high emotions on any level, good, bad, or otherwise, because that's when you got to be really careful what you say, because then your vibrations are moving out farther than you think. So anyway, Miss Terry, that's what I was thinking. I don't know. And you know what I was thinking too, when Rita was selling those snacks and she had that nice little shelf all set up, it was just, I don't know if she would find this amusing or not, but It reminded me of like the baseball shack, the snack shack at the baseball field. We all, as parents, had to be there. You know, if you did that, you know what I'm talking about. And it was just like so cute, but it was just like, yeah, people come up, they, you know, can get a variety of items because they're all there behind you, and or they can just sit there and chit chat with you for a bit. Now, that's cool too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's what I just, like I said, I'm looking for more connection. It's less for me about the sales than it is about the people, because I'm still working on the psychology of the planet, and, you know, I haven't quite figured it all out yet. You know. Yeah, I mean, you know, you wouldn't have to be there every day, every time. And I mean, I think I would maybe want to do that at most once a week, but more because I want to start getting into a little bit more of my tarot stuff. But because I'm still working on a lot of things here in the house, I don't really have time to sit and dedicate to it with everything else that I'm doing. But slowly, you know. And then if I was doing that part of it, I would, you know, it's different customer base. You know, some people just want finished jewelry they can throw on. They don't care if it's real or fake. They just want shinies. Okay, good, great. Some people only want the high-end stuff. Yeah, that's kind of me. I'm not a costume jewelry girl, but because it's really expensive, I don't have a lot of it, you know? So, and I don't need it. I just like it, you know? And then I know there's craft people out there, but I have had trouble making contacts with too many of them. And it's just not, I just don't want to be a reseller. I just don't. So I figured if I, you know, obviously I don't have a bajillion of my own pieces made. I haven't been working on it for a couple of years now. But if I start doing that, like my little, you know, Ellen's Emporium 1 day a month or 2 days a month, and make some stuff for sale, then I can mix it in with the other stuff I have, and maybe, you know, be more interesting for people too. I don't know. I'll be crocheting too, because I do that. But right now it's too hot to touch yarn, so I won't be crocheting in the summer. I don't do that. You know, and I do other crafts, and I actually want to make some candles and just, but I do mostly one of a kind stuff. I don't do mass volumes. I just want to make what I want to make. But then, you know, there's my thing. I like crafting. I don't really have a place to get rid of it. And, you know, pretty much people from Maine to California are wearing my hats because I went through a couple of years of hat making because they were fun. I still have 2 or 3 left, so you know, so that's my thing. I want to craft. I want to play with what I want to play with when I want to play with it. I don't want to be obligated, you know, but I do take custom orders. If you put in a custom order, you know, you go to the top of the list, period, the end. So yeah, let me know. I don't know. That's my plan. You know, if you want to join, we can split screen, and or you could just not be on screen if you didn't want to, and do your thing, whatever, chit chat. And people want to see shirts, we'll just flop it right on over to you. You know, I don't know. We just work it out, whatever works. I don't care. You know. Woody, stop. Yeah, it is just, it's like crazy loud here. Like this wind is insane. It just keeps, it's like all of a sudden just giant gusts. Yesterday we had big dirt devils, but mostly the mountains stopped them from getting to our backyard. But yeah, it's been hot, 109, 105, you know. Now, you know, honestly, and I don't see any clouds again today. We didn't have any yesterday. So if it wasn't windy, the poor horses and donkeys would have been really, really uncomfortable. So, you know. So, yeah. I've just been hanging out. I'm not doing any jewelry. This is not good. I got to make these earrings. Now, look, I understand why nobody bought these because, you know, they don't seem to have a bottom fin. And it's not broken. It was just made that way. But, you know, it's funny looking. So, I'm thinking about putting some, like, blue beads like this that match coming down from them. I gotta see. This is my junk bead, things I find, and there's like 2 of these and 1 of those, and they get thrown in here. So I'm literally digging through it. I want to try to show people that you don't have to spend a lot of money to make jewelry either. I'd like to teach people if they want to learn. I can do really easy stuff. I'd rather do easy stuff. These are your biggest tools. 20 bucks worth of tools and whatever you want to work with, from plastic to diamonds, you pick. I can help you out. So yeah, I just want to find some matching blues, but it's really hard to see what color. That one's blue. I don't know. I think that one's black, but I don't think it has a hole all the way through. See, I've gotten blind too. It's really hard to see this stuff. I really wish I'd been able to do more of it earlier in life. I was just busy with the kids and the things and the stuff. It's a little piece of lapis. That'd be cute to throw on there. But being that they're earrings, I want to try to make them a little bit symmetrical. And this has hematite on it, but I don't know if I have any little hematite beads. So I'm going to look for like some black beads that would be similar. Bye, Jess. I hope you have a good day. Tumbleweeds. We have some. We try to yank them when we see them because, they're pokey and not good for anything really. But down south, they literally will block the road. They have so many of them. It's crazy. I haven't been. When we moved to Arizona, I got to move these boxes so I can get my foot under the table. We came into the Phoenix area, and that's the last time I was there. I've only been to Vegas once to the airport to drop my daughter off when she came to visit. That was it. I pretty much stay here. I've been to Oatman where they have the baby donkeys. I love the Oatman. It's an old mining town, and it's just crazy. It's really that's serious wild west stuff. There's no pearls on that one. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been very many places, but it's really hard for me and Doug to go a lot of places because of the animals. So we did get to Laughlin for a weekend, and Adam was actually living here at the house. So he just took care of the animals, but that was before we had horses and donkeys too. So, we did get to go to Colorado. We were looking to move to Colorado to a house that we found, but it fell through. We didn't get to move there. But we did get a 3-day weekend there. And again, Adam is also works full time. So it's hard for him. Hey, Carla Marie, welcome in. Sorry, I'm looking at beads and my computer's over there and the beads are here. I need my light. Yeah, so I'm just making jewelry and chatting about foolishness. What are you up to, Carla Marie? Anything fun? Who's got weekend plans? I don't know. It's still raining over half the country, and the other half of the country's under heat wave and wind, it seems. So, I don't know. I guess they're trying to keep us all inside for some unknown reason. Oh. Alright. Definitely use clear and black. If I could find some blue, that would be awesome. That's why I don't play with seed beads. Yes, Carla Marie is in Oregon. There's a house in Oregon I will buy if I get rich. And I won't care about the weather. If I can afford the house, I can afford pay someone to shovel for me and mow. Oh boy. Oh, there's so many things in this little bucket. And you guys make jewelry? Any of you play with this kind of stuff? Who else has a little bucket of goodies like me? Yeah, I don't know. I watch people do this. Lydia, oh boy, yeah. I love watching her work with these. She can make anything. She makes it look easy. It's not easy, but she does really nice work. No talent. Too funny. Everybody has talent. Didn't you watch The Breakfast Club? I'm not sure you're that old. I'm going to be 58 in September. Doug just turned 60. So, you know, we're old. Oh, man. Yeah. I definitely am going to have to get out those. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those crafting glasses. They almost look like the ones with the, you go to the eye doctor, you can change the lenses, and there's just big light. I have a pair of those. Apparently, I'm going to need them. Because I just can't see seed beads, man. These are too tiny. That's pretty, but I don't know if I have another one. What am I looking for? So, yeah, you know, that's it, guys. That's what I'm doing. I'm just reinventing myself. 63. All right, well, then good. You should know The Breakfast Club. Oh, look, I found another one. Cool. Oh, look, I have a couple of those. Awesome. All right, we're making headway. Yeah, I don't know. I just like making stuff, but I just like making it. You know, the rest of it, been in sales most of my life. I mean, I grew up in Bar Harbor, Maine. I was a waitress. I was a hotel maid, you know, bartender, prep chef, dishwasher. I sold ice cream. That was my first job, selling ice cream on the pier. You know, I avoided the clothing because no. Mm-mm. That was a bit much for me. But yeah, I've done that my whole life. I've been an office manager. I owned a pet shop. I was a florist for 10 years. So I've done a lot of things. And I just like making stuff. But unfortunately, the stuff I like to make has gotten a little pricey lately, which is good. You know, silver has gone up. But when I started making it, it was like $8 an ounce. It's like 36 an ounce now. So, you know, good for investments, but not great for jewelry making. All right. So, yeah. What's going on? Anybody got anything good going on? I haven't heard of anybody having like summer plans, but see, like I'm past the age of kids now, like taking family vacations and all that. So our summer plans are to work on the inside of the house because it's too hot to work on the outside of the house. Yeah, I fell into that. When we lived in Berlin, Germany, I was looking for a job, and they had a flower shop right next to the commissary. So I went in and applied. And the guy that owned it was Italian. And the woman that worked for him she was actually a master florist, and she only spoke German. Luckily, I took German in high school and in college, so I could talk with her. You know, we worked it out. So I think that's why he hired me, just because I could talk to her. So she actually taught me all kinds of stuff that, you know, would have taken a lot of time and money, you know, going to a real school, because she was a master florist. It was like the coolest thing. But then she taught me all my flowers. You know, I knew the basics, you know, but all the weird, there's a lot of flowers in the floral world. She taught them all to me in German. So when I moved back to the United States, I actually worked a place in East Haddam, Moodus, Connecticut. It was actually Haddam, Connecticut, across the bridge. And I had to relearn all my flower names in English. So that was funny. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, I've done weddings and all kinds of fun things. So did a lot of funerals. Those are not so fun. Yeah, I learned a lot of cool stuff, and I did that, for 10 years. So, but as a florist, you don't get holidays because you're busy doing everyone else's. Oh yeah, I went to a couple of the one was a Teleflora and one was the other one. I don't even think any of them FTD. I'm not sure if any of them are even in business anymore. I went to a couple of their training sessions. Those were fun. I took some art classes in college, and that was fun. I still can't draw, but I liked it. But you can do stuff with this. I mean, all you need is something to string them on, and like I said, a couple little pair of pliers and a clasp, and you got a bracelet. It's not that hard. I mean, I can't make. I'd love to be able to make silver settings, but I can set stones. So I can order settings, I can order stones, I can set them. I would love to be able to design I'd like to metal work, but that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And I don't know how, so there'd be a lot of mistakes and a lot of waste. And I don't want to get into smelting so I can recoup my mistakes. But I wouldn't mind doing pottery. I love pottery too. I don't know. It's just stuff. I just want to make stuff. So I just need to find people that want to buy some of it so I can keep making it. If I decide to do that other thing, I could do it whenever too. I could do like a regulars. People would, show up, but I could just do it because what I do when I'm hanging around this. So I can be live and do this. Yeah, no problem. Cool. I hope you found stuff. Going out shopping and sourcing. And I don't want to get into all that. That's work, man. That's like a real job. I don't like going out in public. It's very people-y. Yeah, I wanted to be a hairdresser, and I wasn't allowed. So, maybe that's why I get into being a florist, so I could still, arrange things and cut things. Yeah, I like doing that. I'd like to be a party planner. That would be fun. I like doing the planning. I don't like hosting the party. So, all right. I think I have enough to make hoojiggies and whatnot. So I wanted one more of those, maybe. Black bead. All right. Yeah, so, anywho, I don't know. I've been watching the news a little bit because, I guess we are supposed to pay attention every now and again, and I don't know what's going on with the crazy people out there. They're all still being crazy. I don't even want to get into it. The stuff I was hearing, I don't think you're supposed to be able to say all this stuff, but they're talking about Israel doing bad things to Trump again, and it's like, aren't we done with this yet? I thought we were done with this. All right. I want to make a couple of little baubles coming off the fishy. Give him some little bubbles. He doesn't have a tail. He needs help. All right. So yeah, this is what I do. I don't know what I'm doing. I just make it up as I go along. I learned how to wire wrap. I know how to macrame. Well, I used to know how to macrame. I could do it again if I got the book and read it, but macrame is fun too. I don't know. I think we need to get back into some of that crafting and things and gardening and, all that. I still would like to live somewhere like Oregon where I could actually plant things and grow them. So yeah, anyone out there, if you're interested, I make jewelry. If you have something you want me to make, let me know. We can work it out. And these items will be for sale next Wednesday. Coffee is good. Yeah, I know, it's funny. Some of you guys are way past lunch, and it's not even noon here for me yet, so. Macrame in grade school, yep. Yeah, we did too. I did calligraphy. I don't remember when that was. That was interesting. I didn't hate it. I don't know. Ooh, wiggle, wiggle, sorry. Boy, yeah, I need a nap. And we have to see if the tenant has decided he is or isn't moving out, because he keeps changing his mind. He's been there just a month, and he's decided that his use of 50 gallons of water a day means that he has a leak in a tank somewhere. And we've had a plumber, we've looked at it. There's nothing wrong with it. There were things, we've got it all fixed before he moved in. There's nothing wrong with it. 50 gallons a day is like the average human uses 100 gallons of water a day. Just flushing the toilet, washing their hands, doing dishes, cooking, cleaning up a spill, 100 to 130 gallons a day. So 50 gallons a day does not seem like a water leak to me. And Doug's climbed under the trailer, and like I said, we've had the plumber. Wow, that's something yucky. You never know what you're going to find in the bucket of beads. Like that. What is that? Just a piece of wire. But it's good for poking. And you get a little bead stuck in a bigger bead. That's good. That's a good bead poker. We don't anymore. We did. He does. The tenant does. When Doug's dad passed, we got a small inheritance, and we used that to buy the rental and to put a well here at our house, because prior to that, we were having water delivered, just like, oil or gas or anything you have delivered like that to your house, because we did not have a well. But we did use the inheritance to put in a well and take out walls and buy a rental unit. So we have some income. So hopefully Doug can retire soon. So yeah, we've paid off the house. Rentals paid. The well's paid. We don't have it. Yeah, I've always had a well, but it's the desert. And there's water here. It's about, $25,000 to put in a well. We didn't have that when we moved here, but we did pay off the mortgage. So that was good, So when we got the inheritance, we paid off the well. We got a well, and probably it'll pay for itself by the time we die, but that's okay, because we also didn't figure in all of the use of tires and transmissions and we can go to there's 2 wells here in town that we can go to fill from, but it's hard on your vehicles, and you have to have a trailer, or it's interesting. It's so weird because I was born in Connecticut. I moved to Bar Harbor when I was 10. Doug was born in Bar Harbor, and we grew up together, and I started dating him when I was 12 and he was 14. We've been together since. So we had a little breakup there when he joined the Army and didn't tell me. But that lasted about 6 months. He came home at Christmas and we got engaged. So, So that's that. So yeah, Connecticut. And then when Doug got out of the Army, we moved back to Connecticut and raised the kids there. So, I'm an East Coast girl. I've been living on the water my whole life. I grew up on the beach on the shores of Connecticut, and, then I lived on an island in Maine, and, water, that's just that's normal. But, when we were living in Connecticut, right before we left in 2015, so we'll be August will be 10 years we've been here. We bought the house in May and moved here in August. And it's weird, not to have trees and grass and water. But we also don't have mosquitoes and black flies. We don't have to mow the grass. We don't have to rake the leaves. We don't have to shovel the snow. And we're old and we're tired. And when Doug was in the Army, we lived in Monterey and then in Holon, which is about 2 hours south of Monterey out in California. And that's when I really fell in love with this area. If California wasn't crazy, I would move there because they have dirt and water and things. Oh, yeah. I should have moved here when the kids were babies because I don't like the world. And this is, who was saying that? I don't know. Back before, back in the olden days before I was born, cities weren't really a thing. Like, there was a couple, but it wasn't really a thing. So if you got tired of, the city life and the taxes and the pollution and the traffic, and you could literally pack up your family, quit your job, go buy a farm and just live there and grow your own food and trade with your neighbors and, right? You can't really do that much anymore. Like there isn't really a lot of places unless you are really willing to go like to Alaska or way out in Montana, which is beautiful, but it's pretty cold. A lot of the places are cold where it's still, you can still go and live that lifestyle and, pretty much check out, So, Doug wasn't ready to retire and we had bills and kids and things and, a mortgage, so we looked for an affordable place in this, I don't know, I was looking a bit about like 6 states and we found this place, which is very depressed. It's not even an incorporated town. It literally has dirt roads. There's maybe 2 or 3 2-story buildings in the whole town. We have dark sky laws. And, the thing is that I'm thinking, oh, yeah, a lot of people like me will be there. Well, they are, but they're hermits just like I am. So there are people that think like Doug and I do here, but they aren't out and about either, and like the big nightly, weekly social here is bingo or the craft fair once a month at the library or, this is not like a place where kids, if you really weren't living the recluse life, it's a different life, totally different life. My kids, they were really smart. They did all the accelerated programs. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know if this would have been the best place for them. And that was part of why I stayed there because they were smart. And I know that West Coast schools are not equal to East Coast schools as far as education. Dark sky law. You can't have floodlights. You can't have lights that, I don't know what the angle is, but there's a specific angle. They can't shine too high to impede people's view of the stars. Pretty cool, huh? It's awesome. It's like, in case you didn't guess, I'm a nature freak. So I don't want neighbors. I don't want to hear people. I don't want to see people. I don't want to hear cars. Now, the one thing I didn't consider, well, there's a couple things I didn't consider, but was this area would be like the perfect place for quads and that kind of, and they're loud and I don't like them, But, you can only be so much of a bitch, Like, this is like the perfect place to do it, we have all this BLM, Bureau of Land Management property, like, it's kind of like checkerboarded where we are. So, like, there won't be a lot of houses around us ever. And as acres have come up for sale, we bought this house on 1 acre when we got here. And we bought 3 more right around us. And I would like to buy a couple more. So, because the more I buy, the less neighbors I'll have. But I was thinking, with the horses and stuff, we can just go riding. But we have to be careful. Like, we kind of have to stay to the roads, but there's a lot of loose dogs. There's, free range cattle. There's coyotes. There's rattlesnakes, so we have to be careful with that. So there's a lot of give and take, but I'm getting more benefits, and so is Doug. And once he doesn't have to work anymore, come on, everybody likes that part, right? So yeah, that's And the funny thing is, everybody thinks that we are just like destitute because we live here. It's like, we are not wealthy people. We have never come close to $100,000 a year income ever in 38 years of marriage. Never. But we're doing okay. We got our bills paid. We're accumulating property. At this point, I have 3 properties that can be left to the 3 kids. Each one has a house on it. You know, they'll get that. They don't need money, the pieces of paper that we all call valuable. I'm so happy everybody's finally starting to understand that money is imaginary. I mean, if you can just tap a couple buttons on a computer and put it somewhere else, it's not real. You understand that, right? Oh, man. Yeah, we're crazy. And, do you know how many people hated us? And I can't believe you leave your whole family, your friends, everything. Everything what? We have a mortgage. We end up taking a second mortgage. And somehow we end up owing more than we originally paid for the house. We're never going to get out from under it. Our family is doing nothing but dragging us down and telling us we're screwed up because we actually do things like pay our bills and go to work, and our friends, what friends? The only time you call me is when you need me to come to a function and you want me to show up and make it look like you have a lot of friends. You never call me when you haven't heard from me for a while and think, I wonder if she's doing okay. Miss Ella. What are you going to sing to Ella? You should learn to sing to Ella. Poppet's dancing for you. My little white cockatoo is dancing for you, Ella. So that's, we're just whatever. And you know what? None of their business. None of their business. I think Ella would agree with that. They're not paying my bills. They're not sleeping in my bed. You need to tell me what? I offered to buy my parents a house, but it wasn't in Virginia where they wanted to live, so they decided to disown me, and then they ended up moving and refused to tell me where they live, even though I do know because, hello. But yeah, so now, they don't speak to me. I haven't seen them in 10 years, and apparently they've decided they're not going to see me again before they die. So, all right, there's that. It's easier. It's okay. There's a reason we moved 4,500 miles away. You know what I'm saying? And didn't cry about it. I mean, there's a couple friends that I tried to pack in my suitcases, but there was only one family member, and she didn't want to come. So, but she's still welcome. It's really okay now. It wasn't, but it's okay now. I did my best. I mean, and we got an inheritance. We offered to buy my parents a house, which would have gone right sideways up Doug's father's butt if he knew that. They said no. We said, okay, we bought a rental, put in a well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just going to sit around and wait. I got things to do. Yeah, I'm one of those. I'm the tie-dye sheep, girlfriend. But yeah, no, I mean, and you know what? There's, the handful. I got a big family. My father had 4 sisters, and they all had a bunch of kids. And so I have a lot of cousins, and, there's 1 or 2 from each family that stay in touch and, reach out and actually care if I'm breathing, which is always cool, So beyond that, I'm good. I don't need no other foolishness. I got stuff to do. Yeah, I got stuff to do. And I'm doing what I want to do. And, do you know how much crap I've taken my entire life for the animals I've had? Whatever. You know who spends time with me? The animals. 99.9% of my time, it's not the human beings that want to tell me that I don't need all these animals. Well, I'm not coming to your house. Oh, when was the last time you did? And there's these things called hotels. No problem. I don't get offended. I don't mind. But, I don't care. I don't care. I mean, they've gotten to the point that I don't care. I mean, I'm almost 60 years old. At what point, you know what I mean? Like, at what point? So, anyway, but yeah, I've been popping in and out of jewelry auctions, but I just can't sit for hours doing that. You know what I mean? And I bought a lot of things and it was fun. And I'm not saying I'm never buying from anybody again, but I've been out making other friends. So, I subscribe to a lot of them. So if you are interested in what I'm looking at, you can look at who I subscribe to. And I do have a YouTube subscriber channel. Like if they subscribe to me and they're public, then I add them to my file. Hey, Jane, welcome in. How's it going? Oh, who's that guy? Flat Earth somebody. And it's not Flat Earth Dave. It's, I forget his name. I should know his name. They pulled his channel. They gave it back, but they pulled his channel. Yeah, but they gave it back, so he's back on. But yeah, he's, dropping the truth bombs all over the place and freaking people out. And yeah, there's a couple I haven't been to because I've been doing all this stuff. I can only pay attention to so much at a time. But I can only do this during daylight because nighttime I either have to put on illegal goggles here in Arizona. They might go against night sky laws. Just to see what I'm doing or, do something else. So, and I have that problem with reading too. So yeah, I got to record more devotionals later today too. So see what's going on over the weekend because I have no idea. I really don't know. I know Doug has a couple of things he's going to be going to. He goes to gun shows and swap meets and stuff with the guys. And I don't go with him because it's the guys and, they go do the guy thing and have the hot dogs for lunch and whatever. And, none of my business. Oh, man. Yeah, my eyes are tired. I tried hard last night to finish up this pair of earrings, but I had to stop. I was going to make the little twisties all crooked where the pearls go. Oh, it's all fun. Come on now. You can show those. All right. There we go. Hold still. These are all pieces and parts from that board, except for the 4 pearls. Everything else came from the board. I just put them together. See, this is what you can make with findings. Just make sure you have light when you do it. And then just a little bracelet to go with it. Just a little memory wire. It'll fit anybody. Easy. Literally put it through the hole and twist the end. And I have pre-cut memory wire. I can help you out there, Terry. We'll get you making jewelry just like that. You get the idea? I want to play with somebody. I was actually looking forward to running the bead store because I thought that maybe kids could come in because kids are much more interesting. You think that's funny? Grown women get all uptight about stuff. Kids, they're like, oh, give me the purple and the orange and I don't care. Yeah, let's make it. And they go for it, I went to school for early childhood education before I became a florist and a pet shop owner and a mother and all those things. And kids are cool. Good, Jane. Good. Well, you come play with me. I'm just going to be hanging out making stuff. I got to figure out a way to get the computer so I can see the chat and what I'm doing because having stuff over here and the computer way over there, it doesn't work for chatting. Yeah, and I'm a Virgo, so working with kids that don't need it was very helpful for me. Yeah, I'm not good with old people. Better with kids. Of course, I shouldn't say that. I haven't spent a lot of time with old people that weren't related to me, but yeah, I don't want to go out. I literally don't want to go out in public anymore. I'm done with out in public. I'm done with it. I mean, nowadays, I don't like the shedding. I had an experience with that, and I don't wish to do it again. I did not get jabbed. I will not get jabbed. I don't have a star license. I can't fly. I can't do anything. So whatever. Good. I don't have to get another license for 10 years. They can't make me. So, like, literally, my license doesn't expire until I'm like, I don't know, 72 or something. Arizona's weird with their stuff, but I love it. In Connecticut, I have to get a like $50 or $60 new license every year. Here, it would cost me like $12 for one until I'm 72. Cool. Awesome. I love it. People are like, oh, you must pay so much money for, running the AC. It's so hot. Well, it is hot in the summer for about 3 months. June 15th to September 15th. Don't come here then. That is not when you want to be here. But the couple of months before that and after that, oh, baby, it's lovely. Just lovely. But the AC, no. I mean, we have a 1,250 square foot house, I think. It's a ranch, mostly open. We had a central AC installed. We have like one vent in each room, not even the bathrooms. And I pay $155 a month in the summer. Period. For my electric. We don't have solar. I'm not kidding. Woodstock, enough. Now I'm going to put you to bed if you don't stop doing that. I put the music on. Now be good. They really don't like the wind. It's really, you guys, hopefully you cannot hear it. It like rattles things and just makes these loud like noises, and it freaks them out. Yeah, I mean, Bye, Jane. Thanks for coming. Yeah, keep checking in. I'm going to be doing more jewelry making. I'm tired today, and I'm having fun talking. But yeah, let me know if you want to learn something. I'll figure out how to teach you. If I make something you like, probably I got the parts for it. I could put it together as a kit and sell it to you. What time is it? Here it is 12:12. The live. What live? I'm live now. The live, let's see. All my lives are for East Coast, 2:11. I go live 11:11 a.m. It doesn't matter what channel or what show. I figured it'd be easier if I just kept to the same time. Always the same time. 11:11 or 2:11 p.m. on the East Coast. You all in the middle, you figure it out. I don't know what your time zones are. My son's in Colorado. I have to look up every time to find out what time. And my daughter's in Boston. And then my other son's here with us. So we have 3 different time zones I deal with on the regular. And then when California changes, they're like different from us instead of the same. And it's just exhausting. I just wish everyone would just get on one time and just stay there so I could just know what time it was. But yeah, it doesn't matter. This channel or Desert Rose, it's always 11:11. The only thing that comes out other than that is the daily devotionals. Those come out at 3:33 a.m. when I make sure I get them recorded and uploaded. For that's my time, so it'll be 6:33 a.m. East Coast. And then critter videos happen when they happen. But yeah, Lisa's on Wednesdays. I think she comes on at I think it's 2:00 my time, so 5:00 East Coast. And then Johnny's thing on Saturday is going to be like an all-day 30-minute shop hop. I think that's July 5th, I think. And that's like from, I think, 10 in the morning to 6 or 8 at night. But everybody gets a 30-minute slot. I think mine is at 2:30. So, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, my lives always 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. your time. Always. That's when things are quietest here, and I have the least interruptions and can sit for at least an hour, sometimes up to 3. Depends on what's going down. When the cows are banging on the side of the house, well, sometimes it gets a little crazy. So, yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be hanging out here, sitting at my desk, making jewelry, getting things together, recording some more devotionals to put out, and working on getting my room together for my new idea, which means I have to, rearrange stuff. But I got to get rid of some of these things for the upcoming sales before I can really move stuff around because I'm out of room. You can just put so many things on the floor. You run out of room. I'm trying to keep my stuff contained to this room because, that's the idea. I'm going to start looking into getting some more things like towers and, rocks. People are asking about those. I have a source. I can do that. I don't mind doing that. And I'd rather do that on, Ellen's Emporium and doing the tarot and stuff. And that might be how I work it. I might sell a thing and get a card reading or something. I don't know. I'm still working on the details. You got ideas? Let me know. I'm just winging it. Oh, boy. So, yeah. No, I didn't get any head pins, did I? I'm going to need those. I'm going to make danglies. Let's see. Good thing I have a whole craft room, or a whole craft store here to work with, right? All right, where's my head pins? I know I have them. Let's see. So yeah, anybody interested in making jewelry? I'm happy to teach you. Let me know. Schedule a time to do it. I'm good for that. Let's see if I can make some danglies for the poor fishy that's missing a fin. I don't care what they say. He's missing a fin. Good. It is big enough. All right. Yeah, so anybody got fun plans for the weekend? If it isn't 108, I believe we're going to try to get some stuff done out in the yard, but last weekend, boy, nobody was outside. It was literally 108 all weekend. And that was just a little bit over the top for us. Yeah, I guess it was like 114 in Vegas, so if you live with all that concrete and pavement, it's going to hold the heat and get hot, so that's why I'm not opposed to having all the dirt around us, because it doesn't hold as much heat. But I have not seen my tortoise in 2 days because he doesn't like the heat either, so I'm hoping he's going to come out later today. But, they don't eat every day either. If they're, if they're not feeling it, they're not feeling it, so. But he did come out 2 days ago and had a nice little dip in the pond. And I just finished cleaning it, so he was pretty happy. Oh, yeah, see, there's a tiny seed bead stuck in that one. There we go. And that's too big for these. Oh, I don't know. Right now, all you hear is it's like worse than going through a tunnel on a cell phone. It's horrendous. I have to wait for the wind to stop. And yeah, I know, get a cell phone. I don't want one. That's another $100 bill for no good reason. Yeah, I can do that. So I don't know. I'm gonna be here for probably another half hour or so, and then I gotta go do all the critters so I can see about getting onto Discord at 2:15, which would be 5:15 for you. I don't know if that's dinner. That might not be a good time for you. Don't like that. But yeah, since the wind picked up, the phone is not. It's out. I checked before I came by. It's not out, but it's horrible. You can't hear on it. You literally can't hear on it. Ugh. Clear seed beads on a silver stick. Impossible. Oh, and I've lost it. Oh boy. There we go. I gotta find another one. Or the one. Oh, I found it. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched our local weather. I don't know. I know I had a pop up just a little while ago. It was saying severe wind advisory, but that's better than severe heat advisory. So, you know, in my book anyway. I'd rather not deal with the heat if I don't have to. It's a little bit lower today than it has been, so that's nice. I don't know what we got going right now. Yeah, it's only 92, but it is 23-mile-an-hour winds right now. So it's crazy. But also good, keeps the flies away. That is something we do deal with having donkeys and horses, is flies. Yeah, I could do that. I'll get on Discord after I get done with that. So by 2:15, I'll be there, and if you can show up, we can chat. I just leave it open. No big deal. Just gotta pick a room. I don't care which one. I usually just go to rabbit holes. Poor fishy. I don't know why they didn't give him a fin. Yeah, I was thinking about putting on my fake nails, but yeah, I can barely do this with my regular nails, which I don't have any of because it was ruined from working here outside. But maybe someday I'll pretend to be a girly girl. I like girly girl stuff. I just don't live the lifestyle that maintain it. So I don't remember the last time I put makeup on. I did get some hair dye from Ella, but I haven't used it yet. Oh, you think that's funny, Woody? You think that's funny? Woodstock's laughing at me. Yeah, I got another bag of goodies to do another live unboxing too. I've been just busy doing things and stuff, and I have actually been sleeping halfway decent, which is nice because I know that's not something everybody's doing. Hope y'all figure that out because lack of sleep is never good for anybody. Definitely makes the days longer. Yeah, it's the end of June. Uh-oh, I dropped another one. There it is. I was a little bit surprised when I logged into the bank account today to pay the bills. Like, oops, oh yeah, that electric bill is late. Only a couple days, whatever. But, it's like, I forgot because I just wasn't paying attention to dates. Just been a lot of stuff going on. Nothing earth-shattering, just time-consuming, Gets away from you. But yeah, it feels like time's going quicker again. This winter, it seemed to go slow, and I don't think it was just because it was winter. It's just the weird time. I don't know how to describe it. It's like we're all in a flux or something. Come on now, you can do it. You can do it. Oh, this is bad. Yeah, this is why I want to get rid of all the seed beads. I still have about 700 bags. Anybody interested in seed beads? They're good for spacers now and again, but I don't have the patience for it. All right, that's a bad one. We'll blame the bead. Find another. It's not like there aren't millions of them here. Hey, Johnny, how you doing? I'm just making jewelry, hanging out, chatting, hoping the wind will die up. Aha! Check it out. I need some new recipes. You probably use all kinds of weird spices, though, huh? I'm not a spicy girl. Got a spicy mouth, but I don't like putting spicy things in. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm ready for Monday. I hope I'm awake, and if not, I definitely will watch the replay because I got to know what I'm doing. But all my bags are ready. They're under the sheet, staying dust-free. And I'm making jewelry to sell on Lisa's New Adventures on Wednesday. Oh, good. Then I can eat at your house. I just don't understand why you want to burn out all your taste buds, and it doesn't really matter what you put in because you can't taste it anyway. I hope you got your po' boy. I haven't had one of those since I lived in South Carolina, so. Look at this poor fish. He has no bottom fin. I'm trying to make him a bottom fin out of beads. He needs help. Oh, boy. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Not a lot going on. Well, there's a lot going on. Nothing probably very interesting for most of y'all out there, but this is what I do. I play with little shiny things and animals. Your dog's going to be so happy to see you when you get back. Yeah, I mean, geez, poor Hannah goes crazy when Doug goes to work and comes home every day. A whole week. I don't know if she'd make it. Oh, man. All right. Matching beads. Do I still have those? All right. I'm getting there, I think. Hey, Sonia. How you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, I'm just playing with beads. I'm digging through my whatnot box. I don't know, the orphan beads that I throw in here, and I'm just making stuff out of it. I'm trying to show people you don't need a lot of money or talent. You just mix it up and put it together. Thanks. Yeah, I prefer to work with silver and real glass and, real stones, but this is what I have because I bought the bead store inventory. So, yeah, this is more my style. I'm just pulling stuff off my board of findings and just putting them together to make something. Now, I didn't make the chains, but, I did, I used the chains, but all the rest of it I put together. Oh, I can't get this one out. Hang on. And there we go. This is a key ring I did. And you can unscrew that and change out the beads. And the beads have sterling inserts. And, they're cool. And that's going to go with this that I got from Miss Ella. That's going to be something I'm going to sell as a set on Lisa's. If y'all want to come on by. Nice, Sonia. Nice. Yeah, I like making stuff. I don't really like selling it. But, you got to pay for your hobby, right? So yeah, I planned to open the bead store, but the lease fell through, so I ended up taking home the inventory and all the furniture and fixtures. I have some of them in this craft room, and I'm working on getting back into making and selling my own stuff. I don't like costume jewelry particularly, but this is what I got. So I'll sell it, and as I make more money, I'll start buying silver and stuff again, I have some. I just haven't been using it lately. I don't usually like gold at all, but those came out kind of cute with the little yellow pearls and the kitties. I was surprised they came out halfway decent until I don't want to, it's just not my style, but I try. Yeah, I like to make like purse charms and bracelets. Earrings and bracelets are mostly the thing I like to make. Necklaces are okay, but, I don't know, because it's like I prefer smaller. Like, these are mine. Can you guys see? Like, this is what I wear, smaller jewelry. So I don't really go for the big. So I think because I don't wear it, I don't necessarily feel comfortable making it because I'm like, oh, I would never put that on, But I'm working on it. So I try to keep it a little bit simple. This one's a little bit more with all the little baby elephants. I just thought those were so cute. But that's just a memory wire. But the earrings have all different little elephants. It's like copper tone, brass tone. I'm just mixing up my findings and making stuff to sell. Thank you. I thank you. I appreciate that. I never know. I have very limited feedback, the hubby. I mean, he's been around for a long time, so he knows some, but, he's a guy. But yeah, it's nice to hear that people don't say, oh, no, thank you. And, it's not everybody's taste. I know that too, but I'm hoping somebody will like something. And then I don't have to keep playing with seed beads because I hate seed beads. Oh, see? Keep dropping them. I think I have about 15 jump rings somewhere in, under, and around the couch. That's why I need to keep my stuff into this room and not all over the house. They kept flying the other day. I found about 4, but I know there's a whole bunch more that I dropped and lost. Hey, Hey, I got one. Seed beads. Yep, there it is. You can't even see them. You can feel them, but you can't see them. Oh, that's white. We don't want white. Come on. Here we go. Light blue. It's always good when you pay attention and keep it in the right order, too, right? I wish I could be one of those people that could just string without caring. I'm a Virgo. I can't do it. I like symmetry. Nope, you're white, too. Yeah, it's a clear one. Yeah, so that's it. That's what I'm doing. I'm just playing, but I enjoy this. Usually works out pretty good. Usually, not always. I've taken stuff apart, just like knitting and sewing and crocheting. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, I don't know what you were thinking, and let's try that again. Luckily, a lot of your stuff is reusable, except your wire. Once you twist it, that's it. You're done with it. Now I want to make some. I don't think I have any. They're like hoops, but they have these little notches, and you can run very fine wire and make like a spider web or whatever. But I want to make it where I can have gemstones on the wires. I want to make some tree of life. I haven't done those in a while. That kind of stuff. Oh, see, now that's green. Good thing I have a light here. Thanks for letting me practice here, guys, with you. Is that one green? No, that one's black. Yeah, this was easier 20 years ago. Definitely easier 20 years ago when I could see better. Oh, that's why I didn't use you, because you were too small. Ooh, 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 oh. Yeah, making jewelry with seed beads while trying to watch chat is probably not the best way to do that. So I'll know that for next time. Big beads. There we go. All right, one more. What is it? What are they called? 4 non-blondes. That's playing in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I think the microphone cuts most of that out. I love that song, though. Hey, what's going on? One of my favorites. So I'm dancing, which is not helping me get these seed beads on. And that one's yellow. All right, back to the bucket. We need different colors. I need clear, actually, no color. Yeah, so I'm just going to finish this up, and then I'm going to head out because, getting to be that time to do some other things. I got to figure out what I'm doing for dinner tonight. Doug likes to eat every night. I've been trying to break him of that habit for years, but I can't seem to get it to him. I'd be happy with probably 3 dinners a week. I'm not a big eater, so. But, that whole cooking thing, it's got to be done. I'll do that. Feed all the critters. I think we're looking at I think we got to pull the filter this weekend and clean it because it has cleaned so much algae out of the pond that it's not running very well, which usually means the filters are full. Well, that might have to be done, but at least we can play with water when it's hot. That's always nice. And other than that, no big plans. Tonight Doug will just want to chill out after he's been in some very hot places this week, so crawling around in attics and under houses, which, 108 degrees, it gets, a little crazy. So, he'll come home, eat something, and crash hard tonight and give him a down day at the very least this weekend. One more black one. Are you black? Yes. Now y'all know when you buy something that somebody made and one of the beads is just a little bit not the same color, it's because they're blind like me and they tried their best. So just think of it like one of those mistake knots on the Persian rugs. It was done on purpose. I make this stuff up as I go along. Hey, no problem, girlfriend. I'm just working, doing my thing, yakking at people. They come and go. They listen. Some of them say hi. Some of them don't. But I know they're there. I can see them. And my numbers go up after I go offline, so I know they listen later. They just don't want me to know that they're tinfoil hat wearers too. That's all. I don't know. What do you think? At least they look a little better, huh? Very hard to do this way. All right. Black one longer, blue one shorter. Put some more beads on the black one to fill it up. What do you think? Does that help him? I just make it up as I go along. I got some fish. I got some little seed beads. I said, oh, look at that necklace. Oh, that goes good with the fish. And I just keep working it. That's how I do it. I'm guessing other people have, a better plan. So that's about it for today, guys, because I can't play with these seed beads anymore. Now I got to get into little stuff, and I won't be able to see the chat while I'm concentrating on keeping my wires straight. So I'm going to head off, and I do appreciate y'all coming. I'm glad you got to come in, Terry, when I had my camera here and I could show you, because when I try to describe what I was talking about without you being able to see it, you might not have understood. Maybe you would have, but, visuals are always good, in my opinion. I'm going to get these little beads back in their box. I have a scoop. I don't know where it is. I really need to get all my stuff back. See, I don't have all my supplies out for making jewelry because I've been selling other people's jewelry, but I have to get this all reorganized and set up for me. Like that big box I showed you behind the computer, that's where all my tools should actually be, not just willy-nilly wherever. So, alrighty then. There you go. Sonia, hello. Oh, sorry. She was here. I think she headed out. Oh, now what is this thing doing? All right, there we go. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming on in. I do appreciate you. And I will be live Monday, 2:11 p.m. Eastern on my other channel, selling findings and things. And Wednesday on Lisa's channel. And Thursday again on my other channel. That's my Thank You Thursday. And it's the Community Prize Wheel and June birthday prize wheel. That's on Thursday. And the following week, Monday. And then I'll be live here again on Friday. Keep forgetting that part. And then Monday and Friday next week and Saturday. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff. Check on my posts. That's where I post stuff and tell you what I'm up to. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. I got about 35, 40 minutes before I have to go feed everybody. But yeah, I can do that. So give me 5 and get some more coffee and pull up Discord. Anyone wants to join us over on Discord, the link is in the description below. As always, guys, sending much peace, love, and harmony from Petrichor Ranch in Arizona. Get some sun and find a reason to smile. Talk to you soon. Bye.